We all carry moments where the blueprint of our future shattered into countless sharp, jagged pieces. In the quiet aftermath of disappointment, the weight of failure presses down, stealing the very breath from our lungs. The echoes of rejection linger, turning familiar hallways into cold, empty chambers of solitude. Sickness arrives uninvited, a harsh reminder of how fragile our human vessels truly are. We stare at unanswered prayers, feeling the sting of silence where we desperately needed a divine reply. Loss carves canyons into our spirit, leaving behind an ache that seems too profound to ever truly heal. Every misstep, every stumble, contributes another layer to the heavy cloak of self-doubt we wear. The world continues spinning forward, yet for us, time seems suspended in a perpetual hazy twilight. It is in that absolute low point where human strength completely fails, but the deepest pleas begin. We drop our defenses, letting the pieces fall where they may, admitting our utter helplessness before the vast unknown. This is the moment of true surrender, not a defeat, but an honest yielding of the tired, broken will. We cry out not with eloquent words, but with the raw, untamed language of a desperate, aching heart. The scattered fragments remain on the ground, a stark visual reminder of what needs mending. We wait in the quiet dust, hoping for a signal, a change in the oppressive stillness of the atmosphere. Hope feels distant, a faint echo from a life we barely remember living before the breaking occurred. Then, almost imperceptibly, a shift occurs in the very fabric of the surrounding reality. A warm, heavenly light begins to penetrate the darkness, pushing back the heavy curtains of despair. This luminescence carries with it an unmistakable presence, a profound sense of peace settling over the chaos. We feel an unearned warmth engulf us, a calmness that contradicts the ongoing storm inside. One by one, the broken pieces lying on the ground begin to react to this divine, unseen command. Gently, hesitantly at first, they start to lift themselves up from the confining dirt and debris. They drift toward the center point, aligning themselves not by force, but by an inherent, loving attraction. The process is meticulous, a sacred engineering reshaping the remnants of what once seemed lost forever. As the accompanying music swells, the restoration accelerates, moving with confident purpose. What was once shattered is now being knit back together into something fundamentally stronger than before. The damaged edges no longer represent weakness, but rather the unique history of survival and redemption. The faces beneath the shadows shift from deep sorrow to an overwhelming expression of pure, watery relief. Weakness dissolves in the presence of renewed strength, found not within ourselves, but given freely from above. The burden that once crushed the shoulders now seems lighter than air, easily carried forward. We look back at the scattered pieces not with regret, but with reverence for the journey taken. This sacred mending paves the way for true healing in the deepest recesses of the heart that were once wounded. Relationships strained by conflict and distance begin to find their way back to mutual understanding and warmth. Faith, once shaken to its core, is now anchored deep within the bedrock of proven divine faithfulness. Inner peace settles like a tranquil morning mist, covering the rough terrain of the past few years. Gratitude spills over, an overflowing fountain that washes away the residues of bitterness and resentment. Moments of worship become authentic expressions of a soul that knows it has been profoundly saved and elevated. Joy erupts, uncontained and infectious, as we recognize the sheer miracle of our restored destiny. Never forget that the most powerful testimonies are always forged in the intense fires of what the enemy meant for harm. Pain is not wasted currency in the economy of God. It is the very material used to build our greatest impact. The history of our breaking becomes the headline for the story of our unstoppable blessing. Look at your life now, standing tall where you once knelt in defeat, radiating a new kind of light. You are not defined by the cracks, but by the magnificent light that shines brightly through them. Live with an unshakable confidence because your redemption story is flawlessly written by the divine author. Let your gratitude be loud enough to drown out the whispers of every doubt that ever tried to hold you down. Stand radiant, stand strong, and stand thankful, living proof of an unwavering, transforming love. Share this truth with someone who still believes their scattered story has reached its final, sad conclusion. Remember, what was broken is not just fixed. It is elevated into a powerful, resounding blessing. Like, share, subscribe, and comment below to spread the story of divine restoration to the world. Go forward today knowing your past has prepared you perfectly for the greatness ahead. The one who began this good work in you will certainly bring it to completion, stronger and more beautiful than you can imagine. May you walk in the full power of the blessing that was made possible only through the breaking. Every scar you carry is now a witness to the unmatched ability of God to redeem and redefine your entire narrative. Welcome this new chapter, because your testimony is just beginning to inspire the next soul waiting to be lifted. Feel the freedom that comes from knowing your worst day was simply the setup for your greatest victory. The fragments are gone, replaced by an unbreakable structure built on grace, purpose, and enduring hope. Let this truth resonate within you. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, even from the rubble. Walk onward in the light, reflecting the magnificent work that was done in your deepest darkness. The old story of pain has ended. The new story of blessing is written in eternal, bold script. Embrace the transformation, for it is the grand declaration that nothing is ever truly beyond repair. May your heart overflow constantly with the recognition of this incredible, divine intervention in your life. You are a living testament that God's artistry excels most when working with what humanity considered ruined. Let the peace that surpasses all understanding be your constant companion from this moment forward. Stand strong on the foundation laid not by your perfection, but by his unwavering creative power. Every scar you carry today speaks louder than any past failure ever could about the faithfulness of your Redeemer. Go now and use your story to light the path for others, still wandering in the shadow of their own brokenness. You have been rearranged, strengthened, and positioned for a purpose far greater than the pain you endured. Celebrate the miracle of your turning point, the day the broken pieces began their ascent toward beauty. This is your new reality, bathed in gratitude and defined entirely by triumphant, unending grace. May your heart echo with worship for the one who sees potential where the world only saw wreckage. The silence that once suffocated you is now filled with the triumphant soundtrack of your victorious journey. Hold on to the certainty that every trial passed through has only equipped you better for the mandate ahead. Your restored spirit is a beacon, signaling to others that hope is not an illusion, but an absolute certainty. Feel the complete freedom that comes from handing over the heavy narrative of past hurt for divine reauthoring. We all need the reminder that even the deepest fissures can become channels for the brightest, purest light to shine through. Let the joy you now possess be the most convincing sermon you preach without ever uttering a single word. Continue to walk confidently in this renewed identity, knowing you are perfectly loved and perfectly positioned. The story of your struggle is now simply the introduction to the incredible testimony of your elevation. Embrace the beautiful complexity of your healed self, a masterpiece woven from resilience and heavenly intervention. The emptiness you once felt is now the vast space where God can pour in even greater measures of peace and purpose. Rest in the assurance that every tear shed in darkness has been collected and used to water the seeds of your present joy. Be bold in sharing how the architect transformed broken lumber into an unshakable pillar of hope for others. Your restored life is the ultimate proof that failure is a temporary detour, never the final destination for the faithful. Every morning is a fresh canvas, painted anew with the colors of his relentless mercy and stunning grace. Celebrate the transformation from dust into dazzling light, from the ashes into an eternal flame. Remember that you are not a collection of past mistakes, but a showcase of miraculous, ongoing creation. The path ahead is now illuminated by the very trials you successfully walked through to get here. Let your voice rise in praise, a powerful declaration that the former things have passed away completely. You are now living in the blessing that was actively being prepared for you during the season of seeming isolation. Do not shrink from your story. Wear your healing as the most beautiful garment imaginable. The deepest wounds have become the strongest points of connection to the love that rescued you. Every single piece that was broken has found its essential, divinely appointed place in the whole picture. Carry that restored faith forward, knowing you are perfectly equipped for whatever challenges may still lie ahead. Let your renewed strength be an encouragement to every heart currently wrestling with seemingly insurmountable odds. See yourself through his eyes, not as a victim of circumstance, but as a victor through his grace. The disappointments of yesterday are now simply footnotes in the epic saga of your redemption and triumph. Continue to operate from this place of profound gratitude, remembering the depth from which you were lifted. Your testimony is a lifeline for someone else currently feeling lost in the storm you have already weathered successfully. Live out loud the magnificent truth that brokenness is only the prelude to unparalleled blessing. Embrace the fullness of your healed identity, woven by the finest thread of divine love and intervention. The silence is over. Your song of deliverance is meant to be heard across every valley you once traversed. Every fragment serves a purpose now, contributing to a picture of beauty that only authentic struggle can reveal. Walk forward with the assured stride of someone who knows their entire history has been redeemed and sanctified. Let your gratitude be the constant background rhythm to the victorious music of your redeemed life. You are a living parable, demonstrating daily that God's creative power overrides all human capacity for destruction. The past is not a chain holding you back. It is the launch pad for the incredible trajectory you are now on. Stand tall in your testimony, knowing your greatest vulnerability has become your most potent strength. May your joy be so uncontainable that it forces every doubter to look closer at the source of your peace. Refuse to whisper your victory. Proclaim the miracle of your transformation in the clearest possible tone. The shattered dreams are now the foundation of a mansion, built on the unwavering promises of your Father. Rest in the finished work. The heavy lifting of restoration is complete, leaving only the celebration of life ahead. You are living proof that despair is temporary, but the blessing following surrender is absolutely eternal. Look at the pieces now. They don't look broken. They look like purposeful, necessary parts of something magnificent. Let your everyday actions become a continuous, quiet sermon about the power of divine mending. Go forth radiating the confidence that comes from knowing you have been fully redeemed and powerfully repurposed. Every prayer whispered in the dark has now materialized as a tangible blessing standing brightly in the full day. You are not merely surviving. You are thriving in the exact space that was once meant to destroy you. Let the joy of your transformation be the loudest sound in the room whenever you enter. Know that the God who did this for you is the same God ready to do it for the one who is watching right now. Become a living beacon of hope, a testament to the fact that brokenness never has the final word in a heart surrendered to Him. Every part of your story, even the painful ones, now serves a divine purpose in showing his limitless character. Walk in the liberty of your healing, shedding the last remaining weights of that former, lesser existence. Let this knowledge settle deep within your bones. You are always worth the miraculous effort of complete restoration. Celebrate the reality that you are not just repaired, but wonderfully and intentionally refashioned into something better. The darkness only served to highlight the incredible brilliance of the light that eventually rescued your soul. Never stop telling the world how the fragmentation gave way to a magnificent, coordinated unity. Your story is a powerful anthem of victory, sung in the key of his unending, faithful love. Carry the peace you earned through surrender like a precious, unbreakable jewel for all to see. Go and live your elevated life fully, knowing that the master craftsman considers your work a resounding success.